Welcome to Shorty SuperCoach and welcome to the weekend preview. Whipping this one out on the road. I thought I don't really need a laptop beside me because there isn't a hell of a lot to talk about. And I feel as if I've said that over a number of weeks now, but it is that stage of the season. Good luck if you are in some big finals against your mates as the leagues get to the pointy end. As I mentioned, there's not a stack to talk about because teams are finalised. If they're not, you might be making one or two trades to finish off your side, or more than likely you might have one or two trades left and you're just holding them into the last round or in case you need them. But yeah, hopefully for those who enjoy the cricket, you got around my Ashes preview with my dad. Did that the other day, and that's sort of something a little more current because as a lot of the people who commented sort of mentioned, SuperCoach is sort of at a bit of a dull period in terms of discussion points, where I feel as if the Ashes, for those who do enjoy the cricket, it's fever pitch at the moment. There's plenty to talk about. So I know I'll be watching the Ashes tonight, well ahead of a fairly average Friday night game. But I do think one thing we can sort of talk about is the vice captaincy. And at this stage, I reckon if you look at most teams, you'd be hard pressed to find 6 or 7 differences in most. I reckon there's probably, across all teams that are half decent, you probably have 16 or 17 of the same players on the field. So picking the right captain, and not just getting a nice 130, I'm talking about getting a 160 or a 170, which isn't always possible, but if you can find and land that, it can be massive in terms of getting the upper hand against another team who's got the majority of your players and a lot of other premiums. So who am I looking at? I think Max Gawn jumps off the page for me. He's shown an ability to go 140 plus a number of times. He hasn't really gone beyond 160, I don't believe. Grundy's certainly had him for those big scores, but Gawn, I reckon he topped 140 to 155 5 weeks in a row throughout the middle stages of the season. And look, he's playing a no-name, so I think, what do we got? McLean, is it? Is he in the ruck? And, Aaliyah might do a little bit of business in there. So I think Gawn's a very, very good chance to score big. I think I'll VC him. Obviously, Grundy, we can always have a fair bit of faith in. And the fact that he's taking on, I think it's still Jacobs. I know the Adelaide ruck department has changed a little bit, but I don't think I saw O'Brien coming back in. I did see Clark and Dersma were out, and Baker. So hopefully, for those who may have needed them to play, hopefully that hasn't affected you too much. But otherwise, I think in terms of captaincy options, clearly the Gawn to Grundy will be popular. Dangerfield's got to always be an option. And some people might be looking at Dunkley, McRae, Bontempelli. The only thing I'd say with that is with the ball coming in the sides, you may want to be careful. How is that going to affect those guys? It'll certainly affect one of them big. So you'd hate to VC someone, not go with them, then lock in Dunkley and see De Boer go to him. So I'd probably steer clear of that. But I think Collingwood play Saturday night or twilight. I can't quite recall. I know we've got Carlton and St Kilda, Geelong and Brisbane during the day, but regardless, I think if you wanted to have a look at Lachie Neale or Paddy Dangerfield or a Paddy Cripps in the Saturday afternoon, I reckon you'd have enough time. If it's the Saturday night, you'll be fine if you're looking at Grundy. If it's a Saturday twilight, you can still do it. Even if you've got to make a call 20-something minutes into the last quarter, you can still do it. It's a little more stressful if you don't just have the day off, but you can still do it. So I think for me, I'll be going Gawn into Grundy, and I'm really feeling good about Gawn. I think the D's will get up and have a win, and that's another story. It's got to be the toughest tipping round of the season. So if you're in any tipping comps getting to the pointy end too, this one could decide it. But look, I hope you guys have a good week. I hope the Aussies back it up with the bat. I'd like to see Bancroft sustain himself and actually make some runs. Hopefully Smith can keep doing what he's doing. And look, hopefully we can, certainly surpass 300 and get a lead of at least 50. But there's a chance to really get a 100-plus lead, I think. It sounds as if the Lord's ground isn't doing too much. Once you get in, it's quite slow off the pitch. conditions of the overhead variety are always going to play a part. But this has turned into another Ashes preview, so sorry for all those cricket haters out there, but that's where my focuses will be over the weekend. I hope you have a good one, and I'll catch you soon. Cheers.